Some difficult decisions were made by the organization today.
But I think right now in the best situation is what we're attempting to do here now is create the best environment moving forward.
The Browns just fired their GM, and fans think it's because he tried to sabotage Shedeur Sanders. Not for poor performance, not for front office drama, but for something way worse. Deliberate.
The Browns just dropped a bomb by firing their GM, and fans swear it wasn't about weak results or office politics, but something darker. They believe this man was straight up sabotaging Shedeur Sanders from the inside. No real reps, no fair shot, no first team run. It was like he was being erased in plain sight. But then came the clip that changed everything. A scrimmage highlight leaked, and the rookie quarterback they tried to bury lit up the field like a superstar.
More Browns are coming out and supporting Shedeur Sanders, even though it seems like he's not given the reps that he deserves. Shedeur Sanders is being sabotaged.
That 23-second video went viral and forced the Browns to clean house fast. So what really went down in camp? Why was Shedeur shut out? And what finally made the owners say enough? At first, it looked harmless. Rookie quarterback not getting many reps. Normal stuff, right? But the pattern didn't add up. Kenny Pickett and Dillon Gabriel were running polished 11-on-11s with the first team, while Shedeur was stuck in developmental periods meant for practice squad hopefuls. And worse, he was throwing to assistants, practice squad guys, and even defensive backs filling in as wideouts.
So we have an idea in terms of when we think they may hit the field. I have just learned by just being so wrong on that with the tackles last year.
Meanwhile, Pickett was slinging passes to Amari Cooper and Elijah Moore. Fans saw the setup and started questioning, why was a top prospect with proven leadership being treated like a scrub? Then the media spin machine kicked in. Suddenly, reports were painting Shedeur as sloppy, 3 for 8 in drills.
Or so well, technique-wise, from his lower body.
But nobody mentioned those drills were broken plays with third-string receivers and zero rhythm. It wasn't just sloppy planning, it started looking personal. Whispers spread quick. Was somebody inside the Browns deliberately clipping Shedeur's wings? The signs weren't just there, they were screaming, and what happened next made it undeniable. At a closed-door scrimmage where cameras were banned, Shedeur finally got a real chance, and he went nuclear. 12 snaps, 3 touchdowns, a flawless 2-minute drill ending in a walk-off score. One insider swore he sliced the defense apart with a 27-yard dart to Harrison Bryant, then hit Amari Cooper on a sideline strike so sharp that assistants whispered, "This kid's the real deal." Meanwhile, Kenny Pickett, the guy gifted all the reps, fell apart, throwing a brutal red zone pick that had VIPs shaking their heads. This wasn't luck.
Shedeur Sanders has picked up the offense well. He's working at it well. He's doing a lot of great things to ensure that, more positive things.
This was exposure. The coaching staff tried to bury it, but someone leaked the final touchdown. At 2:13 a.m., raw footage hit the internet. By noon, it had 1.2 million views. NFL Twitter went wild. Hashtag Free Shedeur was trending nationwide.
He ain't got no time, dog. Like, look at this. He feels like he's in Colorado again.
Fans weren't just hyped, they were furious because it proved Shedeur wasn't failing, he was being hidden. No highlight packages, no mentions in camp reports, nothing, until that clip blew the lid off. Coaches scrambled, PR went silent, but it was too late, the cover-up was in flames. And then came the next leak, even dirtier.
All wired the right way. They know to keep the main thing the main thing.
An alleged text thread between GM Andrew Berry and a Browns staffer. The messages hinted at a deliberate plan to suppress Shedeur. No first team, no mic'd up, no viral highlights. One line read, "He ain't got no time, dog. Feels like he's in Colorado again." Whether real or not, fans were convinced this was sabotage. But it didn't stop there. A supposed minority owner leaked internal emails.
I think that going from 3 and 8 to getting no real reps other than those other reps, I'm not sure why those aren't counted. I guess they're on 11-on-11. They're not 7-on-7s, right? Again, back to JJ Watt. Y'all know, we don't know what we're looking at.
That painted an even uglier picture. The alleged directive? Keep Shedeur out of high-pressure drills. No red zone sequences. No real chance to outshine the vets. Even if half true, it showed this wasn't mismanagement. It was manipulation. Fans weren't seeing development. They were seeing a chess game where the rookie was being silenced on purpose. The media tried to calm the storm, downplaying everything with headlines like Sanders struggles in team drills. But insiders knew those numbers came from broken plays with backup receivers, not real first-team action.
Tired of answering questions about the quarterback competition, and that might be the reason why, hey, let's not give Shedeur any reps. Or were they trying to prove a point to Shedeur?
Pickett's own failures magically vanished from reports. Then came the final dagger, leaked practice grade sheets, Shadow logging a +4 EPA in camp, while Pickett sank to -6. One was driving efficient scoring drives, the other was killing them with turnovers. According to insiders, the truth was even dirtier than fans imagined. Those camp numbers were being hidden on purpose. Sources claimed GM Andrew Berry was handpicking which stats to leak to friendly reporters, painting Shadow as inconsistent while covering up Pickett's ugly interceptions. That wasn't sloppy reporting, that was information warfare. And instead of the story dying down, it exploded.
Coach, former Alabama coach, is trying to come to the big leagues again, bro. There has been a lot of
because now it looked like the Browns weren't just blind to talent, they were running a full-on takedown campaign. By mid-July, it became undeniable. On July 20th and 21st, Shadow didn't get a single first-team rep. Not one snap with the starting offensive line. He was shoved into developmental periods usually reserved for practice squad hopefuls, while Pickett and Dylan Gabriel enjoyed clean pockets.
I think the main difference in that year is we were at 3. So I think I've said multiple times on the record that as long as we have 3 quarterbacks that we think are 53-man worthy, we'd like
polished timing routes and real 11-on-11 action. Meanwhile, Shadow was stuck throwing to assistants, backups, and even defensive backs, filling in at wideout. One fan clip from July 22nd said it all. Sanders dropped back and completed a pass to a defensive back subbing at receiver, while Pickett ran the exact same play with Amari Cooper and Elijah Moore. That wasn't development, that was exile. Then came the death chart freeze. Leaked logs revealed Shadow was locked in at QB4.
People that were there clearly saw that the 11-on-11s and the actual team reps were not giving at all to Shedeur, or not given to Shedeur at.
Barred from calling protections, banned from 2-minute drills, and stripped of any shot at proving himself. This wasn't just a benching, this was a system built to erase him. Former Browns scout Marcus Willoughby said it plain. This wasn't about skills, this was fear. They knew if he got a real shot, the media darling would get exposed. The front office thought they could bury the footage, control the media, and spin their own version of reality until that viral clip broke the dam. Head coach Kevin Stefanski had already voiced frustration, reportedly telling owner Jimmy Haslam on July 21st that reps weren't being divided fairly. He wanted the quarterback decision made based on play, not politics. But once that 23-second touchdown clip surfaced, the pressure was unstoppable. Inside the building, tension boiled over. Players quietly admitted Shadow had outperformed Pickett. Fans were torching the organization online by the hour. And then came the breaking point, an emergency ownership vote. Insiders say on July 25th, in a closed-door meeting, a 4-1 vote sealed Berry's fate. Fired on the spot, no spin, no saving face, he was told to pack his office before day 4 of camp even started. The message was brutal, but clear. Favoritism is finished. For the first time in weeks, the future looked open again. But the scars from sabotage ran deep. Fans who were once dismissed as paranoid now had receipts. Reporters who brushed it off as overreaction were forced to face the facts. The Browns didn't just doubt Shedeur Sanders, they tried to erase him. No reps, no exposure, no chance, all while hyping up a struggling vet who couldn't stop throwing picks in the red zone. And when Shadow finally got the smallest window of opportunity, he lit the field on fire. He embarrassed the depth chart, shattered the cover story, and forced the organization to confront the ugly truth. They were protecting the wrong guy. From leaked texts to fake stat narratives to twisted depth charts, it was clear this wasn't just bad coaching, it was a controlled narrative gone wrong. And in the end, it cost a GM his job. But here's the real question. How many other young players get silenced before fans ever see the truth? How many Shedeur Sanders stories never make it to daylight? Because while this chapter ends with one GM getting tossed, the bigger story is just heating up. And now that Shedeur has broken free from the chains, the NFL might be about to witness something they were never ready for.